are listening to Alfred Vassallo's Doreen collected poems from the book of the same name. Poetry is piece of literature, written by a poet, in meter or verse, expressing various emotions, which are expressed by the use of variety of different techniques, including metaphors, similes and onomatopoeia. Doreen. Doreen, who robbed my love years ago, outwon my life and enslaved me indefinitely, restraining my heart and soul in living hell, endlessly waiting to be incarcerated perpetually, eternally impounding my compassionate adoration, negatively jailing my feelings of exaltation.
Everlasting. Laughing and giggling. That beautiful face. And I. Loving her. Only. Without rest. In the morning. In the evening. During sleep. All the time. She. The same. Loving me all day through. No. I don't think so. Because full of frivolity, silliness, and triviality. I'll try. And keep on trying. Hoping. 'Cause I love her. That this playful mind will change. Someday. Lying on a mattress. Reflecting. Gazing at a blank ceiling. About a face. A smiling face. Which drove me insane. Bewitched me. Saddened. Distressed and wounded me. And this face. Stamped on my mind. Always. Forever. Even after many long years. A decade or two. Directly onto my imagination. My fantasy. My will. She's cruel. Was. Then and now. Without affections. Cares and regards. Because she knows. I love her. Still on the bed. Facing the void. The nothingness. Wherever. Anywhere. Any place. Somewhere. Everywhere, all over the place. Far and wide. In all places. I think of her. Consumed and drained. Breathless. Thinking. Deliberating. Considering. Feeling. Believing in her. And her mighty love. Which once she had for me. Looking. Here and there. Without noticing. How sad. Distraught. And hurt. I am even when hand in hand. Walking. Among happy crowds. Except for me. The unfortunate. The miserable. The unfulfilled lover. I loved her. And still do. Without conditions. No stipulations. Just loving. Adoring. Idolizing. Honoring my true ardor. Even now. After 3 decades. Apart from each other. Even though I have another wife. And she a husband. But loving her I will forever. For eternity. Till I meet her again. In my thoughts. In my imaginations. Every second that I breathe. Every second of my life. Every second I have left.
The epic of my love. Let me kiss you, with the tongue of my mouth, my love is drowning me, into the pit of lust. If I could savor all from the palate, of your deliciously voluptuous breast, my appetite to penetrate you, will be so extreme. If however, my appetite for your body is left unfulfilled, neglected, then I will become overwhelmed, conquered, with the desire of the sexual intercourse, which is not love and neither emotional. It will become misunderstood, an inappropriate method to fulfill my needs. If my sexual appetite for you, my love, is in direct conflict with the desire of lust, the actual meaning of love-making, will lose its definition of a sacred love. In other words, my beloved, the sublime longing for you, loses its impact and falls flat. If this should happen, then a different kind of conflict will occur. My emotions and my desire for you will give me an ability to satisfy it. The result will be of utter frustration, which can take my mind into various forms. I will be searching and exploring for alternative ways to feed the appetite. I will become scared of self-distraction, taking on a personality of self-denial, anxiety attacks, which can only lead me to have you forcefully. I am sure though, that my extreme love and respect I have for you, will defeat the desire to use sexual force on you. Let me touch you, with the warmth of my hands, which will be a revised method, that will aspire my cravings, to satisfy my needs by focusing on something else. My precious treasure, you are weak but comely. How beautiful you are, my love, so delightful, so captive and so enthralling. Our bed is fertile, and the seeds of our love will germinate and reproduce. We will become whole. Nothing and no one will change the way we feel, and the way we act towards each other, when old age creeps in. We will have a stronger love, filled with experiences of desire. Our elapsed lust and affection will become only beautiful memories. They will become the relics of our fulfilled love. We shall kiss each other's warm but ancient lips, with exalted love. When you die I will touch you, kiss you, make love to you, in the most heavenly memories, that I will cherish till the end of time. When I die I shall join you. I am sure that we will make love, spiritually and mystically forever and ever.
Memories of love. The love that inhibits my mind is clear. It belongs to one and only lady I know. She is the unique mirror of my soul. Her heart resides in my memories on show. If memories can be seen or heard, they will show symbolized true love. They will sound like voices from heaven. They will even exceed the God above.
Our year in love. The moment of love entered our hearts. My love arrived in a rather twist of fate, being overwhelmed and tired typing a manuscript, went to the Kavala bar and saw my soulmate. Sitting on a stool sipping a glass of white wine, ordering a pint of beer, instantly I started drinking. In mentioning that I got tired writing a new play, with much interest she looked at me smiling. She asked politely what was the subject of the play. A boring melodrama for the masses, I said. Just as long it works for you, she quickly replied. Time passed, she took me to her flat and went to bed. That was 35 years ago and still going strong. Destiny, who smiled at us with 2 daughters along.
A cacophony to hypocrites. I do not surrender with those who contradict me. I shall not argue against those who criticize me. I hold my face up and shield my behavior. I shall emerge victorious and hold them in contempt. To them I shall wield my intelligence. Against those who destructively criticize me, I am not your enemy, I am just a writer of words. Take heed, as my pen is mightier than yours. You may seek my demise, attempt to disgrace and shame me. But I am strong, brave and above all filled with love. To those who mock me I demean and I shall expose their smear. May those who plot to ruin my character be damned for all times. I am like the wind that blows from the north. I wipe out all trash that appears on my way. I do not capitulate easily. With my truthful words I will drive all hostilities away. My path is bright and stable while theirs is dark and slippery. Whether they expose their lies without cause, then without cause I shall attack them severely. They may try to ruin me and overtake me by surprise, but I'm on the alert for their vicious tongues. And with their tongues they shall fall into the pit of shame. My heart shall rejoice and my satisfaction shall be complete.
Cease and desist, threatened, by cease and desist, jeopardize, why should I exist? The victim is I, yet the culprit unpunished. Vulnerable still am, I know now I am finished. Threatened, by cease and desist, ruined completely, only thing get bist. Christmas of tomorrow. The few homes decorated for Christmas celebrating the birth of a god, who was born in a stable many years ago, we are sent back to the blackboard. We live in caves like hundreds of years before. The missiles devastated the world of peace. The air is polluted with nuclear radiation. This was the best of the terrorists' masterpiece. No more colorful lights flashing, the animation has stopped and became static. The presents not to be seen, few children around, everything in chaos, all is traumatic. Oh Christmas tree, where have you gone? I looked for you but you weren't there. The bombs devastated all the fields, you don't anymore spread your fur. Silent night, holy night, all is gone and out of sight. Oh come all ye faithful, rejoice, the world is beautiful.
Colors. Fedora, can you see me with those sapphire eyes? Come closer and let me bite those scarlet lips. Your saffron hair turns me on as it touches my neck. Come closer, Fedora, so I can feel your ivory hips. Is it not my love that comforts your lilac heart? Sad with pains like a fruitless apple tart. I shall turn your charcoal romantic feelings. I manipulate them to become lively carnation. Fedora, remember every cloud has a silver lining, displaying the marigold sun on behind clouds formation.
For race sake. Name is Jack, he is black, Jane is white, bit of all right. Nothing at ease, for Zhao is Chinese, Akira easy to please, being Japanese. Paulu is Maltese, he's a bit of a tease, Ethel's boobs diminish, she's totally English. Naomi comes from Finland, she plays guitar in a band, Clint is American, his face a pelican. Ginger a lumberjack, he is black, Josephine is upright, she is also white. Halloween nativity. The stable turned into a cave, no straw, only pebbles in sight, the star became a meteor, all was ready for the night. Joseph's costume a vampire bat, standing near Mary in a witch's hat, the donkey turned into a wolf, the cow dressed as Rudolph. Away with the manger, baby boy happy in disguise, dressed as a pretty fairy, was he in for a surprise. Shepherds dressed as Van Helsing, their sheep into wooden stakes, they went to Herod's castle, in seeing them he got the shakes. 3 wise werewolves arrived with presents, as the search ended but not the events, from the sky came a bigger sign, the angel came down as Frankenstein.
Heart and a battle cry. When praise of love is done, it reassembles with the sun. When dark shadows fall, I shall not grieve and stand tall. Love esteems so exceedingly high, it flings with the heart flying to the sky. I do not have to adjust my heart. If I do, it surely will falls apart. If my heart is unperturbed, my soul is calm. My love is secured, nothing comes to harm. The elevation of emotions feels high and bright, as though it's coming from the sun's light. I trust in love and keep me safe. Surely I'll take it with me to grave. With honest love I am possessed. With its treasures I am blessed. If my heart becomes bare, I will have nothing to share. I will sit on a lustful throne, conquering all for my own. Cheerfully I shall loudly sing, for with love within I am king. As for the woman I adore, I will love her more and more. Heart of a cheat. Knowing no end, a casual love, slipping in the ruled heart by conceit. Compassion shown, all by deceit. Throbbing pains in a fragmented love in defeat. Without passion, from another heart of cheat. Hell is mine. When I arrived here, I don't know where. It wasn't with fear. When I realized where I befell, I couldn't say anything but yell. I'd landed in hell. Sirens were buzzing, horns were blowing, My presents were sounding. I stood by hell's gateway. It was my only entryway. And there I had to stay. Satan awaits the opening of the gates to join with the inmates. This delusion felt like a dream. I couldn't cry, yell or scream. Imprisoned in hell a bit extreme. This is where I had to reside. As I was pulled inside. My confinement after I died. This obsession is so real. Though I have nothing to reveal. Except that I am surreal.
I went straight to heaven. I have been killed, and grilled. My head chopped away, my legs went astray. The hands pulled out, I could not shout. Only the carcass left, my mind was bereft. Fortunately I went straight to heaven, all of me which counted to 7. My head went into my father's hand, that wasn't what he planned. My mother got my sweetheart, thinking I should have a fresh start. My wife got my legs and in between, she wasn't surprised with what she's seen. The carcass was left to the animals, it made them happy with such thrills. Now that I am in heaven with everyone whom I loved and want to have some fun. God in his omnipotence looked at me, Freddie Vassallo, you are free.
Just down the road. Down the road I go in pursuit. Hoping to meet the future soulmate. An extraordinary mate called love. While fleeing from its enemy named hate. Along the road I go without mischief. Jealousy is not a word within my heart. Wandering about like a free bird in the sky. Perchance I will begin a fresh new start. Walking down the road I bury my thoughts. Instead I shall create a vision of reality. I may find some responsibility at last. Perhaps I may get liberated from superficiality. Down the road I go for one last drink. Not because I need to quench my thirst. One final drink for the road to hell. I shall beat everyone and be the first.
Long bad tongue. There once was a man with a long bad tongue, he wrote poor lyrics and never got sung. His lengthy words were farce, they came out of his arse, smelling like stagnate garbage of bung. She is a lady from Merseyside, in need of a smack on her backside, her finger always digging, to give someone a wigging. She is neither clever nor dignified. A man from earth snorkels like a hog, cries like a cat and growls like a dog, a truly pain in the bum, because he is scum, he lives happily in a repulsive bog. There was a lady who travels a lot, she has rounded face and a beauty spot, she is loud as a siren, thinking she's Lord Byron, she is Dorothy they call her Dot. There was a man who owned a yacht, he was depressed and overwrought, ladies loathed his clowning, they had no time for fooling, he needed some serious food for thought. Danny was a man from the USA, a Canadian lady who liked to pray. A twit from Denmark with an Italian postmark, and a Kenyan who live in Bombay. Long live the heart. Understanding fellowship, requesting love intimacy, long live the heart, filled with humility, sometimes. Companionship in tow, solid presence of affection, sentimentality, long live the heart whose voice shall be heard loudly, sometimes. A happy bond with a sacred affinity. Holding tight to compassionate fruits, transgression, long live the heart, that speaks to me and listen, sometimes. Malta belongs to the Maltese, to me in Malta I see hope born again, the island of friendship and integrity, welcoming all races with grace and pride, patriots who know the meaning of humanity. With heart and soul we shouted for freedom, yet one voice was heard throughout the world. Saints and sinners, we are not a perfect race, flying high as the nation's flag proudly unfurled. War heroes crowned for bravery and gallantry, triumphant from Nazis and their the aggression, wounds that never healed and never invisible, for peace we wanted it as a very simple lesson. Grant us peace, for we are never divided, we are lowly and humble, forever united. Maltese Fred. My name is Fred and I am Maltese. I like to wink at girls and I tease. The girls frown at me. I am fat and an oldie. I have a warm heart and I'm to please. I found you in the basket, father said, with a name on a string tied to my head, my face redden with flickers. I pooed in my knickers. I'm joking as he held his nose and fled. From Malta I came 60 years ago, living in England to Malta I go, at the Adolorata tomb, flying on a witch's broom, where I bury my inflated ego. The Adolorata is a main cemetery located in Massa, Malta.
Noisy Requiem. Glory to the soul. Before, now and always. Unto the ages of ages. Eternal void without delays. From the everlasting. Forever and ever. No compassion shown. Neither pity, never. From the beginning was the Word. It was with God and the Word is God. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Forever and ever to nothingness I trod. My soul awaiting anxiously. For death's mercy should end yours. Not roads to walk, no hills to climb. Mercy have pity for my wasted years. The day of wrath came upon me. Doom is menacing, I am outdone. Death scarred me, my soul in cadence. To hell or heaven I don't need to run. Guilty man I'm to be judged. The day came I am not mournful. Blessed is the word death, I like. In life being contemptuous and scornful. My soul on offer to the good and the bad. May the highest bidder take the lot. For I have no choice in the matter. Hell or heaven thrive I shall not. The victory of living has not been won. Defeated I was from mother's womb. Behold, grim reaper, I am faithfully yours. In my cozy coffin I lay forever in my tomb. None of the ladies are alike. A 24 remembrance. A day for the ladies. A hindsight of a female. Even if she's in her 90s. A white lady dressed in black. A black lady dressed in white. An Indian lady in her sari. A lady from Pakistan full of delight. An immaculate lady from Korea. A Chinese woman full of charm. The outstanding female from Japan. Asian ladies dazzling and warm. A whore not to be left out. A lady with responsibilities too. A drug addict or an alcoholic. Remember she's no less than you. A lady is symbol of love. Possesses warmth and affection. She is charitable, strong and kind. She is the lady who gets my attention. A lady figure of disrepute. Promiscuous to the core. A bitch and a deceiver. Also a truth we cannot ignore. Like everything in the world. We have the good and the bad. I strongly believe positively of them. For even us men are bad, sad and mad.
On my ass I sit. Why do birds fly high and on branches sing, while on my ass I sit doing not one thing? I gaze at the carpet of wonders which is the sky, the vast space that surround us expanding so high. I do wonder of what lies above and beyond. How the hell did I end from where I spawned? The trees and the plants a world of glory, while on my ass I sit telling you my story. Human beings living with hearts full of fear, hating each other, the resentment so clear, insects and animals in their natural habitat, while on my ass I sit stroking my tabby cat. Do we have to torture, maim and kill? Is it not enough that we suffer and get ill? While on my ass sitting doing nothing, in the fiction of the author I bloody swing.
Pink shorts and a brief bra. The pink shorts so tight and small. Almost a instant seduction. The bra so brief the nipples looked bare. All I needed is a pair of lips for suction. The photo I cherish so much with regret. For it was that image that brought me down. Manipulated, beguiled and taken for a ride. which left me in agony wearing Christ crown. Poppy field. Poppies a symbol of catastrophe and death. Yet Monet with this painting left us out of breath. It is not only the poppies who are the protagonists, but the vast cloudy sky, for it gives us a sense twists. Unlike a mystery drama on television, it clearly opens up. Savor it, it will definitely taste of golden wine in a cup. The parasol for sun protection and not of rain. A simple walk by the poppies, not a visit in vain. Report. R for report. Report the bad poet who wrote a swear word. Oh my God, I forgot that everybody is perfect. Do not throw stones if you live in a glass house, press that button immediately, you're always correct. E for equality. Equal rights does not spell antagonize a bully. It's neither the right to judge people behind their back. While I know that you share lies and rumors to others, to them I give love and respect, I salute and not attack. P for phony. It does not spell rightly to my ear, yet that how it is spelled. Blogs are meant to be entertaining and not a weapon, spill out hate. I for one am at fault, cause sometimes I used it to retaliate. For that I am truly ashamed and also feel stupid to bite their bait. O for oppressor. Oppressors are evil and are plenty of them around. They get pleasure by slander, backstabbing and smear. Beware of these evildoers, they crush you instantly. They keep at you, stab after stab until you disappear. R for ridicule. I love this word, is so appropriate for some, I ridicule them. If you treat them with respect they might go away, maybe. They are a huge pain in the ass, they are below contempt. Remember, don't let them force you to become a crybaby. T for traitor. Two-timer. Rebellion. Adversary. Intriguer. Traducer. Opponent. Renegade.
Death and me. Death is unemotional, insensitive, indifferent, then it is cold. I can describe death, though I cannot influence it. I can see death. Death is silent, discreet, voiceless, then it is faint. I can see death, though I cannot manipulate it. I can smell death. Death is motionless, stagnant, unruffled. Then it is unperturbed. I can smell death, though I cannot control it. I can taste death. Death is indelicate, unpleasant, uncooperative, then it is irascible. I can taste death, though I cannot flee from it. I can feel death. Death is senseless, numb, mindless, then it is useless. I can feel death, though I cannot escape it. Death. The ultimate of death, the forbidden silence, because silence is death. Doreen. In an acrostic form. Doreen, who robbed my love years ago, outwon my life and enslaved me indefinitely, restraining my heart and soul in living hell, endlessly waiting to be incarcerated perpetually. Eternally impounding my compassionate adoration, negatively jailing my feelings of exaltation. Dreaded life. In the austere state of the mind, standing alone in a dreary daze, tears had fallen on a sad face, consequence of dismal phase. My God tolerated on earth is not your God, freedom at will shall come my way, avoiding the populous space around me, for I will always stand in disarray. Demons and sprites have been established, imps and monsters crammed inside, exposing the steep road ahead, knowing my dreaded living coincide. What if I do not surrender so quickly? If I were strong I will conquer, if I were brave I will escape, yet I cannot. I'm in dishonor. Fluctuations. I won't feel so sad now that love's gone. My life makes changes from the old world, the wheels of living will keep on turning. I must be joyful. Love came and now love vanished, like the memories from my past, which left me exhausted and humiliated. I've had strong faith in love then, I believed that its promises were true. The way I was betrayed still disturbs me. I must have been blind, If I can stay in control for tomorrow, there'll be time enough for happiness, to forget the one and only haunting sorrow. May my fluctuations continue to get wider. With respect, love and tender care, I will tear down the curtains of the past days, leaving my heart wide open, so the covered truth of true love and affection, once again will make me a believer, through the pains of my isolation. In perpetuum et unum diem. Uninterrupted torment, for the unfortunate ones, like me, to suffer as always. The craving is so strong, consistently, trying to find us an explainable excuse to submit, constantly giving us shakes and stress, continually without giving up, makes us sweat, cause we are eternally addicted. Forever. An everlasting torment, for all time to come, invariably, we succumb to it. As usual we go into a perpetual oblivion, we keep repeating the same mistake, over and over again, because we are weak, we are human beings, unceasing our addiction, which we acquired innocently or purposely, without exception, the power of the craving stays with us. Forever. Red wine. The spirit of wine, matures with greatness, rejuvenation, unspoiled and ageless. Students. Hard-working student, baked beans on toast, night inappropriate for studying, in books engrossed. Nothing. My desire had no appetite, it had nobody for which to fight, there was nothing to excite, all was an oversight. Insufferable thoughts. Constant vicious thoughts, dreadfully detestable, the awful feelings which go through me, enough to test the patience of Job. There is an impossible conflict between my thoughts, which are created because of my guilty conscience, with the ones that are their constant cause of boredom or loneliness. The insupportable rules of these thoughts, neither are justified nor defensive, they are of course intolerable. Some thoughts are unbearable to understand, others are very provocative, disturbing more than flesh and blood can stand. Outrageous thoughts can cause patient endurance, suffering without complaint. Too many thoughts, especially insufferable ones, can cause the long-suffering exhausted mind to collapse, driving me insane.
Sabrina Camilleri. A face, an image, a photo. A lady I do not know in person. A beauty that touched my senses. A mouth so slick of a fabulous version. Blooded red lips caught my attention. With a hair of Cleopatra style. A beauty queen from long, long ago. A resemblance of undisputed time. Sabrina, a Facebook queen without ego. Too good for a man to let her go.
San Anton Gardens. An annually school picnic, a memory so profound. For a mere child, me, in sensitivity I am bound. A place built for a grandmaster, on Juan de Paul, a French knight. San Anton Gardens be its beauty, with plants and flowers dance with delight. Children we were full of energy, behaving well under non's supervision, gazing and gawking at amazing sights, peacocks, birds, swans, a lasting vision. Filled with exotic plants, palm and cypress trees, sculptures, ponds and graceful pathways, it was a picnic a mere child never forgets. When in Malta I visited with respect and praise. San Anton Palace, known officially as San Antonio, is a palace located in Atid, Malta. It is the official residence of the President of Malta, and is surrounded by both private and public gardens. Santa Claus pops in. I saw him climbing a ladder, with huge red sack on his back. He struggled to reach the chimney, unfortunately he had to backtrack. I saw him descending by a parachute, with huge red sack dangling. The weight was too much for the chute, every part of his body dismantling. I saw him popping out of the hearth. Amazingly he had not one stain of soot, his beard stayed as white as snow, until he stood up and skidded off his boot. I saw him flying on his sleigh with his reindeer, high and up and high he goes, so courageous are the animals and himself, until brave Rudolph acquires big red nose.
I died alone. A ghost, without willpower, unable to act. A living death, unable to speak, without conscience. Despondency, as in the loss of hope, confidence, a sense of depression surrounded me, disheartenment. Am I suffering? Maybe I am, perhaps I'm in agony, in ecstasy, in abnormal pain. I'm a sleepwalker, never to be awakened. Did I ever dream? Perhaps fantasize of different things? Maybe for a little while, I imagined, hallucinate. To achieve better things, for something else. Could have been a possibility, a mere chance, a sheer probability. I had to find it, maybe I found it already. If I did, why am I so oblivious to it? It is not that easy. All I needed a permission, self-control, a simple blessing. My world did not stop, neither did it fall with me. I've done so little, and yet so much. Now I am paid in full. Earthquake. The tremors I feel inside me, the throbbing that goes through my veins, the quaver that shows on my lips, causes my living tugged by strong reins. I shake, with a rapid tremulous quiver. These vibrations, conflicting with my brains, is not surprising that I waver unsteadily, towards the end of what still remains. How can I cope with all these shudders? Compromising my surrender without restraints. To whom am I expected to submit to? Not to God, neither to Satan. I shall yield only to the compassionate bidder, with a pledge to be subjugated without pains. Then my soul will feel the freedom of slavery, without belts, without whips, and without chains. I am free now, but I hardly ever felt like a slave. Liberty is mine to relish it suitably in my grave. Notes. The feelings and the aftermath, after a detox from alcoholism, that lasted more than 40 years. I love. Be faithful, shout for you won't be heard, yell if you want your voice heeded, scream your heart out, shriek joyfully, bellow out the words of cheer, roar out these 2 words all through the year. Explain for your words won't be understood, clarify if you want to be realized, describe your heart fully, enlighten cheerily, justify the words and be clear, defend these 2 words all through the year. Write your words and they'll live forever, inscribe to let everyone know, mark clearly, pen out accurately, transcribe I love indefinitely. Hopefully waiting for hope. Oh my friend, my savior, I have been waiting, for so long, in a sad, sad time, and a visit goes a long way. I sincerely hunger for your touch. Are you still within me? I need your blessing, I need your loving, please Spirit of Death, I need you now. Lonely heart, I have in me, lonely me, the step of love. I take to thee, lonely heart, I've held in me, I'll be waiting again, and I hope you come to me. Hugs and laughter. If I could cling close to you, without a mask, would it be so much to ask? If I could embrace and cuddle you, proving I'm not the master, would it be an enormous disaster? If I could squeeze you between my arms, displaying my heart's virtue, would that be an offensive gesture towards you? If I could take you between my hands, and kiss you without any movement, I think my heart would explode with excitement. Why I cannot show the emotion of laughter, is it because I cannot hug you, or because my errors are not so few? Why I cannot burst out laughing, is it because I'm on a dangerous free fall, or am I doomed not to embrace you after all? Why cannot I have the experience of some joy, do I give precarious alarms? Maybe because I cannot take you in my arms? Why I cannot have the manifestation of mirth, show that my heart, my feelings, my soul are brighter, take you between my hands and scream with laughter. Hugs and laughter, tears and joy, emotions are so cruel bound to destroy. My life concerto. The heart disconcerted, while the mind inhibited, the characterization unrestrained, writing a descant of discomfort, with notes exciting the mind, spiraling to be spellbind. My everlasting astuteness, glorifying my perceptiveness, the sole hope of insightfulness. I will be led by a symphony of gore, where the concerto will disillusion me, my madness will sing an aria to roar. The podium built in my heart extension shortens the air that I breathe. I will be in a world of my own creation. My melody dies down, long live the master of demise. I am falling down into an abyss, I'm not fucking wise. I have witnessed my time of destruction, spirited away with no more feelings. My revenge has gone away, as did my destiny, and has my fantasy too. I have no time to free my soul, though I have lots of time to cry, but why should I? If I die, the fountain will be full with my tears, which I have shed without fears. I'll not cry when I'll be dead, I will laugh instead. I shall turn myself into a blissful thing, even though I was born needling. Am I so alive and vaguely dead, or am I dead and vaguely alive?
Seasons in my hand. Spring days are here again, flowers in full bloom, birds sings merrily, jasmine spreads its perfume. Summer moon glows brightly, within a peaceful hot night, all creatures great and small, rejoice by splendid moonlight. Autumn proclaim the fading year, leaves fallen on the cold ground, bare trees exposing birds' nests, all around blessed natural sound. Snow had fallen, winter's here, sunny days are few and far between, crackling coal burning swiftly, perennial plants only are green. Soaring away, climbing the steep ascent of love, in danger, in toil and in pain I strive, notwithstanding the guilt waiting above. Climbing the steep ascent of love, seems higher than the flight of a dove, in hope of reaching and survive. Climbing the steep ascent of love, in danger, in toil and in pain I strive.
The birth of Christ. In a carpenter's house, in a wife's home, in blessed Nazareth, born was the Saviour. By Mary, a virgin, daughter of Anne, engaged to Joseph, a man of good behavior, conceived miraculously by the Holy Spirit. Poor Joseph was not at all pleased. In a dream God told of his mission. Suddenly his bad thoughts had ceased. Few days later Mary went to visit Elizabeth, who also informed Mary of her inner host. Within Mary's womb the baby moved. Her cousin was filled with the Holy Ghost. Mary's with heart and mind praised the Lord, her face delighted with her son Jesus. From then on all people continued to rejoice. God kept his word like he did with Moses. The Roman emperor called for an immediate census. Joseph with Mary on a donkey they've journeyed. The time had come for her to have the child, while the Saviour to born in a stable was guaranteed. 3 rulers from the Orient visited the stable. Entering with haste presented their offerings, with gold, frankincense and myrrh. The child in the stable glorified by 3 kings. They had to escape because of jealous Herod. Terrible things happened those days in Bethlehem. Heard all over was the grieving mothers weeping, for the newborn were slaughtered in front of them. There was Simeon, a God-fearing man, who wanted Israel to be a nation. The child proudly held in his hands. With my own eyes I see salvation. After the death of King Herod, the Holy Family left the scene. What the prophets foretold came true. The Messiah called the Nazarene. The fugitive. Sacrifice of a fugitive without dark foreboding. As the foe approaches, no assurance clear. Escaping in apprehension both without misgiving. The fugitive hides away his living, existing in doubtless atmosphere in fear. The fugitive without dark foreboding tears. The foe approaches showing no fears. The kitten and the butterfly. 1. As the front window was opened for fresh air, the lost common butterfly flew in the room, waking the tabby kitten sleeping on a chair. The insect unaware that his fate faces gloom. The lost common butterfly flew in the room, Jumping from the chair, the feline ready to pounce. The insect unaware that his fate faces gloom. But the playful kitten was happy to bounce. Jumping from the chair, the feline ready to pounce. The butterfly got scared and soared up to the ceiling. But the playful kitten was happy to bounce. The common butterfly did not understand its dealing. The butterfly got scared and shot up to the ceiling, waking the tabby kitten sleeping on a chair. The common butterfly did not understand its dealing, as the front window was opened for fresh air. The last verse. This verse being written under immense strain, since by the end of the last word I shall be in extinction. I cannot bear my excruciating pains any longer. If I cannot find redemption, at least I'll find oblivion.
Lonely happy man. I'm only a lonely man, I'm cursed, and I'm stuck, no woman to embrace me, no pussy to fuck. Meow. I'm only a lonely guy, I'm so pretty yet frustrated, I haven't made love to any women, I think I have been castrated. Ooh. I have got all that I need, except a sexual life, so finally I have decided to chop it off with a knife. Ouch. Oh woman, where art thou? I am a man, horny one at that, now that I've seen a pussy, I am happy as a cat. Meow. The lover and the mistress. The lover's mission is over, desires and passions past, he is completely spent, accomplished at last. The mistress exhausted, one deed was clear to her, she was also fulfilled, over was their fear. Vivid memories stamped, treasured and worth keeping, as their mind and body, at present sleeping. His wife not so wants to have a go, politely the temptation he ignores, she touches him here and there, no response as he snores. She was very horny, yet he couldn't fake, she woke him up, he said I've got a headache. 3 wise monkeys. See no evil was told to the hypocrite, honesty had nurtured the heart, fearful and constrained is the bigot, cheaters like shadows quickly depart. Here no evil was told to the bigot, no wickedness brings sweet understanding, weak is the effort of their manipulation. The charlatan's heart won't be demanding. Speak no evil was told to the hypocrite, no tongue can be so vile and negative, the whole truth breaks and the lies stay, you are vacant and empty with nothing to give.
The kitten and the butterfly too. Once there was a kitten on a chair, named Ginger because it was fair. The butterfly flew in, seeing the kitten within. They became true bedfellows pair.
Contrast. The trail of obscurity, never to be graced by good, unsurprisingly, evil hides too well in daylight, choosing to reveal itself cunningly, unexpectedly. Just as long I keep breathing, hope is with me, once I die, I'm dead, apprehensively free. Yesterday, perhaps left alone to cry, let go of sadness, leave them behind, by happiness you'll purify. From the richness of the heart, the tongue will speak graciously, a cornucopia of words, spoken tenaciously. Contradiction. Love in order to achieve, achieve in order to love, false performance, a pigeon portrayed as dove. If a smile abandoned you, don't be upset, another will reach you shortly, and all bad tidings you'll forget. If words to be understood, clarification needed, without mumbo-jumbo, justification succeeded. Examining oneself. To examine, the conscience of oneself, which is very brave to do, could lead to some unexpected revelations, true admissions, heartfelt devastations. Sometimes to analyze thoroughly, to dig deep, can leave a feeling full guilt and anxiety, nobody knows what to expect, in inadequate respect. Even more? Why? Am I wondering? Why all this fear, what have I to lose? Only what is inside me, that makes me unique, which makes me love you, even more. You always spend the day teasing, with phrases that don't belong, because they clash with your character, and make it more possible for me to love you even more. I like to remember what I miss. In missing you, suddenly I'll melt, fading into your seductive arms, unresisting, making love to you, and with every moment, I find it unbearable to ignore you, continuing to love you even more. Lazing. Sunday afternoon, idling blissfully in bed, restlessly world-weary, nothing to be said. Seeing is believing. Observing from afar, everything is wonderful, forget the binoculars, it could be frightful. Periculum vobiscum. Meaning. Danger be with you. Periculum vobiscum. Hopefully with my spirit too. Being fed up without adventure. An awkward living without a clue. Periculum vobiscum. Deservedly to you too. Wasting your lives away. You know damn well it's true. Alpine violet. You are the alpine flower, shy heart-shaped viola, your enemies know it well, still all I want is for you to confront them. The roses, the carnations, the daffodils, you're better than a muscatel. I want you to show me supremacy, sovereignty, display your beauty with superiority, to bashful instead, not like them flowers, you're like a thoroughbred. Depicting life. Sunset too brilliant, reflecting on a tree, on a bright autumn evening, exhibiting its beauty spree, escalating scaling branches, like a heart walled by decree.
Sophia, sexy Sophia. The girl Sophia, the so splendid Sophia. She have a spirited pleasing free heart. She gratifies men wherever she goes. Usually by having her legs opened apart. The girl Sophia, the so magnificent Sophia. Men desire, ache and hunger for her. The crave to quench their carnal thirst. Hoping her naked body they will incur. The girl Sophia, the so wonderful Sophia. Anxious men to join her in bed. With their pockets filled with money. Enough to earn her the daily bread. The girl Sophia, the so fabulous Sophia. Never too tired, full of aspiration. From man to man on beds she jumps. Yet always in charge of the situation. The girl Sophia, the so startled Sophia. Now she had raised the white flag. Misjudging her safety precautions. With child she had nothing left to brag. The girl Sophia, the mother Sophia. The regulars are weeping for her return. They miss her performance so exquisite. For a happy future and her fuck sojourn. Sunday, bloody Sunday. On a Monday the body is weak. Enough to stay all day asleep. Deep. Like a creep. Without a squeak. Tuesday is recovery time. Sorting out the deeds from before. I did with a whore. Which I deplore. Though it was no crime. With Wednesday my body is strong. Prepared for action again. Without pain. And strain. To prolong. Thursday I like very much. The best day in 7. To be in heaven. With a blonde twin. Who is also Dutch. Friday and Saturday binge days. Frolicking and wooing. Pursuing. And screwing. Until no more it I can't raise. Sunday, bloody Sunday. Counting my blessings I'm alive. To revive. From the 25. Twin who led me astray. Symbolizing tangled vines. Tangled vines. Creepers of nature. Climbing infinitely. Without rest and briskly. Unlike the veins surrounding my heart. Disrupted. And deadbeat. Twisted vines. A growth form of long stems. Enabling to reach the sunlight. With a minimum of fuss. Unlike my desperate living. Unable to sustain joy. defeated, diminished, and exhausted. Entwined vines, sometimes flowering, often bare, like my soul, vanishing rapidly into the oblivion of time. Tangled vines, keep on climbing until the shears become your executioner, the handicapper of your being, exactly like me, trying to grasp morality instead of wickedness that has endangered all that is good in me.
To Pimpy-Doo. In the middle of a crowd you find yourself, when unexpectedly it comes out by itself, will they know that the culprit was you, who blast out the Pimpy-Doo? When eating a hot chicken madras or beef tandoori, you find yourself helpless, hapless and wanting to flee, for every time you stuff food in your belly, a Pimpy-Doo bursts out, sometimes smelly. Attending a management routine meeting, among other members you'll be sitting, then it press on the feeling that it wants to come out, you lift your bum slowly and let it softly spout. Baked beans stimulate the heart too, even though it makes you Pimpy-Doo, haricot, black-eyed, and buttered beans, everyone does it, even the kings and queens. Please note: in my family we don't say the word fart, because we are very polite. We nicknamed it Pimpy-Doo. Tom Thumb. A fairy man was called Tom Thumb, his body was strange but not his bum, he tried to fuck Nelly, his cock turned to jelly, he tried and tried but couldn't come.
Tony Blair. Charles Linton Blair, what a mouthful. Fables of guns of mass destruction filled a bucketful. His dishonesty out of his crooked smile was no push. Puppet on a string pulled firmly by George Bush.
Warfare. Chemical weapons, slaying innocent children, warmongers smiling. Crude lethal agent, gas masks ready everywhere, buy one get one free. Launching on the brink, the sky ready and waiting, fabricated fireworks. Beyond the skyline, aircraft carrier alerted, destruction of war. Luther had a dream, we listened but did not hear, his vision disappeared. What of life? Life is for the living, death is for the dead. I am alive still, not at home but in nothingness instead. The more I try to love life, the more I hate death, for life is a hope waiting to be fulfilled. When dead the desire becomes stealth. Life can be manipulated, cannot be changed. What is ahead stays, from it one cannot be estranged. The more I am obsessed with death, the more I am in fear of life, constantly cautious of events, understanding I can be in strife. Wait is an appropriate action, or else living will be a distraction.
Woolly Bully. The ram ran wild. The sheep was with child. The baby was not his. He did not do that and this. The sheep had an affair with a gorgeous bear. The bear left his wife. With the sheep he had a better life. The sheep was in bliss, with a cuddle and a kiss. Mrs. Bear talked to Mr. Ram. Both were ready for a slam. The sheep had a boy lamb. The bear shouted as much as he can. The lamb woke up fully by his father Woolly Bully. Their story ends here. So does this fantasy affair.
In dreams. In senryu form. I kiss you in dreams, make love to you while I sleep, don't awake me yet. Mel Gibson. In clary hue form. Malcolm Gerard Gibson, a New Yorker and Hutton's son. Recognized for acting and directing, known for contradictory and heavy drinking. Rotten tooth. Excruciation pains, long wait awaits. The dentist smiles, the needle infiltrates. In senryu form. September. The coolness after summer, and the warmth before winter, September I love most, A scene for the painter. Volcanoes. Rupture in a crust, escaping hot molten rock, creating human anguish, they are in shock. Atonement. I'm very desolate, even apologetic, mad about myself, the way I wasted life. I watch the young die unnecessarily, buried with their deep darkness, though nothing makes sense, not know what it is all about, nevertheless, I want to know. I had worn a shield, trying to defend myself from remorse, dwindling away, 'cause I still perceive the filth around me, and feels like it doesn't matter anymore, except for the repulsion, the nausea, the detestation that arrives from a distance, chasing me, haunting me, hounding me like an evil specter. I will never forget. I live an ordinary life, yet with so much humiliation. Protect me from fear. Preserve my life. Deliver my soul from the fear. Because from fear I shall keep life. Why was I given eyes? To see. To observe. To witness. Maybe to foresee? I was gifted with my eyes. So that I shall cry forever. Descent with modification. Human existence. Purpose. Born, live and die. Was it really God who created and classify? Are we just an accidental creation, of a descent with modification? Inner self. To determine if your conscience is clear from guilt, is an uphill never-ending struggle, like coming face to face with your inner self, which is very fearful, almost dreadful, surely doubtful. Distinguishing. To distinguish the existence of the conscience, making sure that it is depends on the mental state, whether it is normal or psychotic, could send the mind into panic, deeming it pathetic. Forever on my arm. Tattoos are like stories, they're symbolic, the important moments in one's life. The death of my mother almost killed me. When I recovered, I wanted her with me, every second I'm allowed to live, until my demise bequeaths me, with the greatest gift, of meeting her again. Forgive me, Mother. The time will come to join you, the moment of reconciliation is near, I cannot bear your absence anymore. When will my time be here? You cannot take me, even though I am ready to come. I'm so guilty and remorseful, waiting to join you is tiresome. I want to vanish from my hopeless dreams, it's time to the end of my forlorn illusions. I know suicide forbidden, every day I live I am saddened. Through my fault, through my own fault. Through my own most grievous fault, I am here but not there. I loved you yet I troubled you, yet you were always there for me, full of compassion and love so true. The time will come to reach you, Mother beloved, be patient and wait. I will come as soon as I can, hoping you'll be there by death's gate. Understanding. The realization. What the active conscience does, is a continuous clash, a horrendous battle, between disagreement and controversy, displaying discrepancy, with so much inequality. Proclaiming. To proclaim, that our conscience dictates our lives, is to recognize its importance in our decision-making. We must have the power to understand its great knowledge of its aptitude, faculty and judgment of the intellect, that distinguishes what is incorrect. Fog in my heart. The mist covers, meaningful affections, belong to a heart, weak but passionate. Sun rays. in tanker form. Radiant sun rays, scorching lone dry desert sands, dehydrated air, manifesting mirages, beyond time's mist horizon. Prophecy. Wary of what I did, conscious of what shall ensue, eager anticipation, I won't pursue. Kingdom. Things are good, very good, as God knew I did what I could. But I couldn't escape Satan's spell. I'm not in heaven but in the kingdom of hell.
Hostilities, desiring peace, war bound to happen, warmongers bored. USA, indisputable power, world's protector, supreme culture, unequivocal intelligence, abysmal gun laws, killing uncalled for. They flock together, sky phenomena, birds of a feather flocking, formation dancing. Artists at war, as words command, illustrations control, museums gain. Abaddon, the deed should have been initiated, but Abaddon was quickly inducted. The destruction caused was too severe, it was completely and utterly integrated, being out of place and insincere. You have been listening to Alfred Vassallo's Doreen collected poems from the book of the same name.